Her lips which whisper, like reeds on the wind, wet with moisture sprung from a well deep within, whispers, like the petals of an iris, the reedy blossom which weathers and is not trodden down for long. Line 1745. Hope everybody had a good New Year. And with the light that bounced around, they heard a distant gurgling sound that echoed off the cavern walls as well, like water bubbling in a stream welcoming, or so it would seem. Deliverance indeed, it cast a spell. A spell to break, progress to make, harbinger of underground lake, soon to know of what significance be. Soon to be and soon to know for what awaited, for to implore not, but best to wait and see. Implore they did, but to explore what chores awaited in escrow, chaos and extrapolations imprecating degradations, but parody to be replete, insolvent yet and incomplete, intangible, forget to implicate. A gift to be for yet to see indeed became a travesty, inane became an item to profane, inane inapt, told too exact, and dead to all for to enact, a hindrance not, nor hurdle to abstain, but bound and wed by treason be, for no escape ahead to see, lost forever, freedom near to see, gone for good ere to complain, but hail to hail, a soul to drain, locked in unholy matrimony be. The truth in escrow, not to burn, ne'er to expunge that big wrong turn, lost in the dark and ere to chase the light, to blight the hand that knew it all, but tragedy for to befall, in headstrong angst the helping hand to bite. In headstrong angst the hand thus bound, forgotten ancient favor found, begotten hand to guide and show the way, begotten favor ne'er to burn, and ever always to return, into a cavern lit by light of day. They passed in awe of what they saw, till startled by a raven's caw, as it ascended upwards to the light, reflecting from the pool below, and split by crystal which did grow, like prisms twere illuminated bright. Upon the cavern walls and floor, a splendid sight not to abhor, the light which beamed with colors all to be, a beauty which indeed implored, bedazzled, ere to be deplored, it hid a thing that lurked there, yet to see. What lurked within the crystal cave, from blinding light our eyes to save, for to adjust a must, but ere too late. Within that warm prismatic glow, what monster lurked there, for to know, what hungers lurked indeed there, for to sate. What hungers lurked there yet to see, what vermin threat there yet to be, allayed by specious splendor all around. What thirst implored to be deplored, the lurking threat to be ignored. What shadows crossed the light above with a distant creaking sound. Somewhat inane, but blessed be the shadow up above to see. The creaking sound a bucket bound by rope which someone lowered down. The creaking sound attention got, the bucket bound by rope begot. The village well, it thus was bound, down from the northwest side of town. Community well, thus it be, the hand crank creaking eerily, echoing of the chamber walls. For water down it came to draw. The halfling quarter up above, an egress should push come to shove. A rooster's crow there be to know, as well a distant raven's caw. A bucket bound by rope to see, but halfway down the well it be. When heard there was behind them all a frightful and alarming call, which stopped the bucket in mid-course, silence, but for a braying horse, above to hear but not to fear, about below, had just turned all, to face Armando, ghostly white, a look upon his face of fright, divest he was of armor thus, it crumbling to a rusty dust. Divest he was of armor plate, his hammer too, indeed ere late, his chainmail shirt dissolved on he, fell to the ground as rusty dust, or as dusty rust, sorry. His hauberk now upon the ground by twisted rings no longer bound, and decent not, though thus was he, by leather bound his pantaloons be. Not so though were his favorite spurs, the loss of which not quite inured, nor cleats to clang for heels to bang, for presents sang to hear and see. Ka-chang, ka-ching, ka-chung, ka-clang, as ever out a warning sang, alerting foes of doom approaching, thus his cleats and spurs did sing. No one ever saw him coming, deafened by the clang and thumping, though somewhat from hypnotic rhythm, sonorous and mesmerizing, with odor apparent and charm inherent to protect from harm. And like a vault thus stacked was he, wide at shoulders, broad like a barn. And ere the small target was he, long ways coming ere not to see, ponderous and iconoclastic, thunderous gait ne'er to alarm. Paris, though, had his armored plate, and off to join his warhorse late, for to be blessed by the divine, what actions told, by what design. What would account for such a fate, a vanished kit and warhorse late? What deeds indeed were to exceed what grace divine to be inclined? He shorn of shield of steel to boot, a fate deserved for to refute. To bide his time he was inclined, of faith to be now destitute. What creature crawling through the rocks, the paladin down for to mock, but for to laugh his hammer shaft impaled the beast of ill repute. A voice above called down below to hail and ask of who to know. Be down below for to inquire, assistance for to be desired. The creaking bucket recommenced its downward trek for to dispense the cool clear water from the pool, then up the well drawn as required. But down the bucket came again, and all the way for to descend, and all the way to make some slack and room for knots, for not to lack. A knot untied, a rope to bide, a loop around the waist thus tied. Into the light above they rose, then one by one, and up and back. Above and back down again. Above and back and down again, the knotted rope would thus descend, back down to haul another friend, ne'er to fray and ne'er to mend. Back down into the caverns low, and up again, freedom to know. Oppressive darkness left behind in winding caverns, near to end. The last one up the bucket took, behind was left, but not a look. Into the sunshine the rope did climb, naught but Ivan left behind. Left behind to pay the toll. His foolish fate the bones did roll. His number up and number down, he out of sight and out of mind. Of fate and fortune ere to find, fleeting to know, and by design, by will and love and hearts ere true, what fruit to pluck but from the vine. What wisdom for to guide the hand, what fate of others to withstand, to taste the fate of others true, and let them choose what fate to find. For some to taste but not to eat, to hold and love what fate to greet, what fate like salt upon the lips, to taste and know but ne'er to eat. The guiding hand but for to know, but for thy love what to forego, what number up and number down, what fruit to pluck and fate to seat. What treason tempers the hand of fate, destiny rent and errand great, ne'er to choose and ere to miss, like wine ere to be mixed with piss. Numbers down and ere to frown, the guiding hand ere thus be bound, ere to miss and by design, destiny ere to be remiss. A broken cup that's ere to fill, like blood what fate that leaks ere still. A broken handle hard to hold, a falling cup to roll amiss. Which way to roll the fallen cup, a splattered mess for to clean up. Where will it end on friends to diss, as the wine transforms to piss? Wednesday, 17th May, 2023. Yep. Thanks for listening.